Hello everyone, what's up and welcome to the Shiny Rifle channel. This is going to be my Oddeyes Pendulum Magician deck. I've put down Pendulum Magician for a little while now because the deck is really a combo deck and it's repetitive and it gets a little stale. So just to keep the Yu-Gi-Oh fresh for me, I just change up my deck a bit. I really love Pendulums, so I'm going to always be playing Pendulums, that's just me. Um, Before I even begin, this deck is really good. Don't think for a moment it's a bad deck. It's on the same exact level as Pendulum Magician. The only thing that defines you from losing to them than beating them is that if you lose a dice roll. But that's just Yu-Gi-Oh for you. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just Yu-Gi-Oh. You just have to accept that. You stand a fair chance against every single meta deck. You can beat them just by going first. So I'm not going to explain every card. I'm just going to give you the meta relevant effects. Um, Arc Dragon, if you're not familiar with it, as long as it's in your scale, if a Oddeyes card you control is destroyed, you get to special summon an Oddeyes monster from your deck, hand, or graveyard. And you can't summon from your extra deck, but you summon some really beefy monsters, some good cards. Next one up, two Oddeyes Pendulum Dragon. Everyone's familiar with him, you know what he does. One Phantom Dragon, you might not used to him, so let me go through. If his monster effect first, if he was Pendulum Summon, if he attacks and does damage, he can do effect damage up to 1200 times every other eyes you have in scale. So he can do 2400 just by doing damage to your opponent. So this can matter in a lot of scenarios. And it's a good card. If it's in the scale and a monster you control attacks or gets attacked, doesn't matter who's turn, you can pump that monster by 1200 on the attack declaration if you have a next others in scale. Now, majority of the time, you're going to want to have Arc Pendulum Dragon in the scale, as in he's your go-to card. He's the card that makes the deck a deck. Um, so majority of the time, it will be live for activation, and you don't really play a lot of high scales just simply because the only card you actually want in scale is the Arc Pendulum Dragon. It doesn't have great synergy with all the cards in your deck, but it has good enough with the other section. Then you have Mirage and Triple Persona. Fun fact: these two are the main protagonist cards as to Stargazer and Timegazer in the manga. So they actually have the exact same stats as Stargazer and Timegazer. The only difference is that they're dragons. They're dark, 1200 attack, defense, everything is the same, even the scales. So Mirage is in here because you need a otherwise monster that can be normal summon. He's the only one that's under level 5. It's actually important because if your opponent has anti-spell, you might want to actually have one of these and destroy it. It comes up a lot. His effects aren't really that important. His scale effect is a little bit important. If others in the main monster zone is destroyed, whether by battle or card effect, you can destroy a card in your scale and put any card in your face up extra deck in the scale. So you can put your ace card in the scale if necessary, if you don't already have it in there. Persona will summon itself if you're during the end phase if your other card get targeted in the main monster zone. This effect doesn't really come up a lot, simply because your opponent not necessarily has to target your card, and also the duel can be ended before you even get a chance to activate the effect, so it doesn't come up a lot. However, in the main monster zone, this is where it shines. Um, just once per turn, you can negate a monster that was summoned from the extra deck for that turn. Full stop. That's just it. Just really good. So that's it for that. Then we have Lancer Dragon. Really, really good card. I never used to be a fan of this card. I wouldn't play it before. But due to the simple fact of Masterpiece, this card is a extremely efficient way to go around Masterpiece. So no, you can summon this with Arc Pendulum Dragon. It's a 3000 beat stick. When it attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spells or traps, so it's safe to attack with. And also, if our other card on the field would be destroyed, instead, meaning say it doesn't start a chain, you can destroy other card from your hand, your pendulum zones, or in your monster zone instead of having those cards being destroyed. So, in other words, if you summon this attack a masterpiece, they can't activate any spell or shafts. They try to use masterpiece to pop it, you can just destroy Other's card instead. So it's a really good card. Then last up for the Other's is Dissolver. You just special summon him off Arc Dragon and for a fusion summon. Really easy way to get a first turn Vortex. Good card. That's it for all the Others. Then we have for the Magicians, before even then, Triple Astrograph. Everybody knows what he does. Triple Purple Poison. Just really good card. No matter the scenario, he's really good, especially against any deck that plays dinosaurs. He's one of the legit best cards against them. Then you have Shianki, Harmonizing, and Black Fang. What I really find a way of is to play 2 of each, because I might not synchro summon a lot, because when I summon Harmonizing I tend to make my Electromite. It's not a sin to do it, and most times when I'm doing it, it's going to be on my first turn. When you're going second, you don't have the free time to do whatever you want to set up your board as you please. So it's different then. Then we have 2 Supreme King Darkworm and 2 Gate Zero. Gate Zero has actually a good effect in the monster zone, where if it gets destroyed, it goes into the scale. A lot of people don't know about it. You can just leave this there and let your opponent attack it and it goes into your scale. So if you want to use your poison freely, use it. And last for the monsters is 2 Effect Veilers. I don't own Ash, so that's just Effect Veilers. It does the job quite fine. Moving on, for spells, Triple Sky Iris, Triple Spiral Flame, Triple Duelist Alliance. You see, along with all 3 of these, and also your Arc Pendulum Dragon, you play 3 of them. There are 12 ways to get your Arc Pendulum Dragon first turn. So you should really not be complaining about not getting into it. You play 9 search card and 3 of the card. There's a very high chance you see it in your opening hand. Also, a little bonus thing I want to bring up. You see Spiral Flame. Most people think they can Ash it, but they can't, depending on what you choose to do. On activation, you can choose whether to search for a level 7 Other's monster. Notice it doesn't search for everything. You can search for it from your face-up extra deck as well. Or you can choose to destroy a card on the field. Just target it and destroy it. If you choose to destroy a card, your opponent cannot Ash this card. Then we have Pendulum Call, Dragon Shrine, Foolish, and Monster Born. You have some people who, in my opinion, are stupid because they play 2 Dragon Shrine instead of the Foolish and the Shrine. The reason why I said this, if your opponent Ash one, you can't activate the next Shrine. That's why you play 1 Foolish, 1 Shrine. Just in case, so you guys don't know. Then for the extra deck, we have Double Vortex. You have to play 2 because you want to fusion summon 1 properly. If it's not fusion summon properly, Arc Dragon cannot summon it back from the graveyard. However, if you fusion summon it properly, it can die a million times, Arc Dragon will bring it back every time. Then we have Kakashi, the Copy Ninja. I'm thinking of playing 2. That's the only card in here that I really would debate. I'll play 2 of this. It's just really good at times. It's just that this deck has a lot more meat behind it, a lot more damage. You don't really need to summon 2. Because normally the Magicians are weak. This deck, the lowest summoning monster you're going to be summoning is 2500. So, you know, there's a lot more muscle to the deck. Then you have Gatling Ghoul to wrap up close call games. He does a lot of damage on his own. And a lot, I cannot exaggerate that enough. You have Iggy Azalea and Deidara. You might not use them a lot, but in case he bombs the field, Iggy Azalea does her thing. And for the Xyz Dweller, really good card. Dank Rebellion, really good card again. Absolute and Raging Dragon. I would recommend playing Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and the reason why is that a lot of times your opponent lives on a low amount of life, and then Flare could wrap up the game because your opponent is not going to summon anything that's going to kick off 2800 without using an effect. That's just not happening. And Red Eyes Flare cannot be destroyed by card effects, so that's out the window. 1 on the clock. I would play 2 Electromites if I had to. I'm not going to lie or go around it. But on the clock is working quite fine. You can do a little simple cheeky act. You can always put Others under its pointer. Or any monster under its pointer, really. Reduce your opponent monster attack and attack with Other Eyes. If the monster is at 0, Other Eyes does 5,000 because it always does double damage. Moving on, we have 1 Deco Talker. Deco Talker is just a real good card. And 1 Megatron. Because screw Optimus Prime. That's it for your extra deck. For the side deck, we have triple Chaos Hunter, triple Denko Sekka. Denko might be the only card that I'll take out because it's not doing anything for me right now. Triple Wavering Eyes for any Pendulum matchups. Triple Mirror Force, just really good card. Triple Heavy Storm Duster, good card again. The card I'm thinking of putting in is Triple Rivalry, just because it can suffice against a lot of decks. Example, Invoke, they'd have nothing for this. They have to draw Cosmic Cyclone to get an out. And if you choose to negate it, it doesn't bother you. And your deck can choose between summoning dragons or spellcasters. You don't have to do both. So, I think I'm taking out Denko because it only works against like Paleozoics and also True Draco. It doesn't really do that fantastic of a job against True Draco. Alright, just give me your opinions in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm out.